Trump breaking news. The ascent and decline of Rob Schneider. Before he became famous for posting outlandish conspiracy theories on social media, Rob Schneider was a comic heavyweight. The Hot Chick, Grown Ups, and 50 First Dates were just a few of the comedy hits of the early 2000s that featured the 60-year-old comedian. His acting career may not be as fruitful as it once was, but that hasn't stopped him from being in the spotlight. His current prominence stems from his anti-vaxxer stance and his outspoken views on a range of social and political issues. He was once famous for his time spent performing on Saturday Night Live. Schneider, a devout anti-vaccination activist who had previously supported the Democrats, switched parties and now calls himself an independent. Although it may come as a surprise to some, Schneider's move to the right was actually much more gradual than it seems, claiming to have disseminated false information regarding COVID-19 vaccines on social media. He has also voiced his disapproval of mask use. This article from Newsweek outlines Schneider's public statements and the several scandals in which he has been embroiled. On January 26, Newsweek sent an email to Schneider's publicist seeking reaction. Veteran opponent of vaccines, he gave a speech at a 2012 demonstration in opposition to AB 2019, a law in California that would have parents obtain a doctor's signature if they did not want their children vaccinated. To put it bluntly, this bill is terrible, Governor Brown. Veto this bill, Governor Brown. In a message to Jerry Brown, who was governor of California at the time, Schneider informed him that he may reject the bill. At a certain point, you have to draw a line in the sand, and people have to put their hands up and be counted for. According to East Idaho News, the actor from Big Stan told an ABC News affiliate, KXTV, that he thought it was illegal to demand informed permission to refuse children vaccines at a bill hearing. Additionally, Schneider said that vaccines given to children may be contributing to the autism epidemic. The increasing number of adverse effects is a direct result of the toxicity of these substances. Autism is becoming increasingly common, he stated. Medical experts have often denied the existence of a correlation between childhood vaccines and autism. When insurance giant State Farm removed an ad starring Schneider in 2014 due to his anti-vax sentiments, he found himself in hot water once again. The commercial, in which Schneider appeared as his beloved copy guy persona from Saturday Night Live, drew criticism due to Schneider's stance against the immunization of children. The company informed The Hollywood Reporter that this advertisement has inadvertently become a forum for discourse unconnected to their offerings. With that, we are working to remove the ad from our rotation at this time. Schneider then used a statement from George Washington to imply that someone was trying to censor him. His statement on X, previously Twitter, read, "Thanks to all my supporters who believe as I do that parents should decide what's in the best interests of their child, not government mandates." According to Hollywood Reporter, he stated that if the freedom of speech is taken away, then dumb and silent we may be led, like sheep to the slaughter. George Washington. Neither of those tweets is still up there. There's more to Schneider's dislike of vaccines. While he was a politician in 2019, he took issue with Lorena Gonzalez's SB 276 vaccine exemption bill, which would have further restricted such exemptions in the absence of a doctor's note. After Gonzalez co-authored a measure in 2015 that would have eliminated vaccine exemptions based on personal convictions, Schneider tweeted at him, challenging him to a debate. The comment has since been deleted. Respectfully, either accept my offer to debate you on the merits of SB 276 or refuse and kill this awful piece of government overreach and admit that the people have spoken and want to keep medical decisions made by parents, not faceless bureaucrats, he wrote on X. Only after some time had passed did the bill finally become law. Schneider became even more radicalized by the COVID-19 pandemic. In July 2021, he discouraged his supporters from receiving the vaccine. "Just say no," he wrote in an X post. "And repeatedly decline." Despite the lack of approval, more than half of Americans are refusing to participate in this experimental gene treatment. It is my body, my decision. When Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce appeared in a Pfizer commercial in November 2023 urging people to get a twofer, a COVID-19 shot and flu vaccination simultaneously, he was met with internet criticism. Schneider utilized X to post a link to an article published in the Epoch Times. He concluded, Dear Travis Kelce, did you know the Pfizer drug you are pimping has been found to really hurt a lot of people? Nearly 1/3 of COVID-19 vaccine recipients had neurological side effects. Research. The article Schneider linked from the Epoch Times was criticized for being prejudiced because it is associated with the Falun Gong new religious movement and is a far-right newspaper and media firm. Many people were eager to call this out and denounce Schneider's comment. Changing opinions on politics. Schneider has made his views known on a number of issues, not the least of which is immunizations. He gave his stamp of approval to Republican gubernatorial candidate Tim Donnelly in 2013, who had previously been associated with the anti-immigration Minutemen Border Patrol organization and was a vocal supporter of gun rights. A film featuring Donnelly discussed the comedian's endorsement of the politician for governor of California. What has transpired in the state with the supermajority of Democrats and now in the California legislature has shocked me, as a lifetime Democrat. According to Schneider, if the Democrats in Schneider's party had deserted him, he would have followed suit. And it's not about being a Republican, it's not about being a Democrat, it's not being conservative or being a liberal, it's not about being a show business person or a business person, it's about doing and thinking about what's best for the state of California, stated the governor. In his assessment of Donald Trump, Schneider appears to have oscillated throughout the years. In a Facebook post from 2015, the comedian took aim at Trump for his plan to construct a wall to restrict immigration from Mexico. Dear Donald Trump, one thing I've learned from marrying a Mexican woman and having a Mexican suegra, mother-in-law, is don't p*** off Mexicans. The text was read. Continuing his criticism of Trump in an interview with the Irish public service broadcaster Radio Telefi's Aaron 4 years later, he stated, "You know, I can think of 10,000 people I would prefer to be president than Donald Trump, but we didn't get 10,000 choices, we got 2, so I try to break it down and understand the choice that was made." But Schneider appeared to have changed his mind, as he admitted to voting for Trump in 2016 and even claimed to have done it more than once in his June 2023 stand-up comedy show Rob Schneider, Woke Up in America. "First of all, it was in California, and I was writing on my kitchen counter. I had the ballot because, you know, in California, they mail you like 100 of them," said the man. "I merely filled them out. Sure, some of them. While I won't admit it, I've been known to have 3 or 4, and no more than 5. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., son of John F. Kennedy and Robert F. Kennedy, who was Attorney General from 1961 to 1964, was announced by Schneider to have his support in the same month. The now 69-year-old candidate first ran in the Democratic presidential primary under the initials RFK Jr., but he has now opted to run on his own behalf. Also same year, in December, Schneider gave a speech to MAGA, Make America Great, supporters outlining his views on the U.S. state of affairs. The speech drew criticism on social media. At the 4-day AmericaFest event in Phoenix, Arizona, hosted by Turning Point USA, the comedian was among other prominent conservatives who stopped by. He addressed the audience as a traditional liberal, which he said transformed him into a right-winger in his current political climate. Modern conservatives hold traditional liberal principles such as free speech, non-discrimination based on race or gender, and the freedom to vote. Praise and criticism of famous people throughout 2019, Schneider took to X to defend fellow comedians Louis C.K. and Kevin Hart. When comedian Kevin Hart resigned as Oscar host following the discovery of homophobic tweets he sent between 2009 and 2010, he demonstrated his support for Hart. "I supported the Ellen Show supporting it, Kevin Hart for real," Schneider wrote in an effort to get Hart back on the air. "It is the job of comics to express the terrible things that everyone thinks but never says." Additionally, he defended Louis C.K., who, in a leaked show, made fun of the Parkland, Florida, massacre survivors. Bring back Louis C.K. "Laughs are the best medicine, you dweeb." Schneider made a post. The tweets in question were removed shortly after. Schneider isn't afraid to call out famous people he disagrees with, like Susan Sarandon and country artist Garth Brooks. Following Sarandon's pro-Palestinian statements at a New York City event in November, he attacked the actress on X. "There are a lot of people afraid of being Jewish at this time, and are getting a taste of what it feels like to be a Muslim in this country," Sarandon told the crowd. America offers unparalleled freedoms to practice your religion and afford you the opportunity to live your life's dreams, Schneider wrote, drawing on his father's Jewish heritage. Others, meanwhile, like Susan Sarandon, seem to have lost touch with reality. Unfortunately, she has made remarks that